Every year, I offer an Advent retreat in daily living designed to facilitate the prayer of participants during the important 4-week period that precedes Christmas, that period of preparation, of active waiting for the coming of Christ. And each year, whatever the particular theme of the retreat, I invite participants during the last session to reflect on a particular question. It's a question that was first posed to me by a Franciscan friend of mine, a priest who was extraordinarily helpful to me during the period when I was struggling with my return to Christianity from Buddhism. And the question that he put to me during the first Advent that I was again calling myself a Christian was this: when you kneel before the creche on Christmas morning, what gift will you offer? What gift will you lay before the Christ child? I think that that's an important question for each of us to reflect on. We know the gifts the wise men offered: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Precious gifts, expensive gifts, gifts that in the minds of those three kings represented all of the homage and respect that they had for this new king. Most of us don't have gold, frankincense, or myrrh to offer. But that's just fine, because I don't really think that those are the gifts that Christ is looking for us to bring him. What gift will you bring? I'd like to invite you to take a little bit of time during the period that remains between now and Christmas morning to reflect on that question. And I'd invite you to do it by going back over the events of the past few months, longer period if you like. Going back over the incidents and events of your life and ask yourself these questions. When has your discipleship in Christ most manifested itself? Where were the times when you were most the hands and feet of Christ in the world? Where were the moments when you most behaved in the image and the likeness of God as you were created? And I guarantee that if you spend some time looking back over the past months of your life with those questions in mind, you'll find the gift you want to lay before the King. You'll find one or more moments where you say, yeah, I'd like to take that act, that word, that part of my being, and lay it before Christ on Christmas morning. I ended the prayer at an Advent reconciliation service in my parish a few weeks ago with a quote from Meister Eckhart. And I think it's a quote that does a good job of helping us understand why these questions I just asked you to reflect on are so important. Eckhart writes, "We are all meant to be mothers of God. What good is it to me if this eternal birth of the divine Son takes place unceasingly, but does not take place within myself? And what good is it to me if Mary is full of grace, if I am not also full of grace? What good is it to me for the Creator to give birth to his Son if I do not also give birth to him in my time and my culture? This, then, is the fullness of time, when the Son of Man is begotten in us." Reflect on the ways in which you've given birth to Christ in our time and in our culture. What is the gift that you will lay before the creche on Christmas morning? I wish you and your family a very blessed and Merry Christmas.